Good morning, where I am at least. Good afternoon, where if you're on the East Coast or farther away. Good evening if you're farther on that side. And I don't know, I don't know. I'm not going to go through the time zones. Welcome to the show. RHMax channel. Max here, your host, as usual. If you see someone else, that'd be strange. It's just me for now. Today, very special guest. A lot of you, I hadn't even tweeted out about having a CryptoPowerTalk on the show. And I even got some retweets just from people who, I guess, subbed and saw that it was coming up, upcoming on the live list. So a lot of people are excited to see him on a stream. Maybe he hasn't done many streams with other people before. Just a lot of, but he puts out a lot of content on his channel for sure. So this should be a good one. We got a ton of PulseChain, PulseX talk. Of course, we're getting into HEX a little bit, maybe too. We're going to embrace the bear. You know, I know there's a lot of negative feelings. There's a lot of, but you got to turn that into positive energy. I know, oh, easy for you to say you're not over leveraged. That is true. But take this as a learning exercise. Take this as it's natural. It's all part of cycles. With great volatility, or sorry, with great gains comes great volatility. It's in the game. It dips even 95%, apparently, maybe even 99%. Who knows? Not financial advice. Are in the game. So stay strong out there. Just don't worry about it. You know, life's too short to be stressed about these things. Spend time with your family, go get into a hobby, go learn. This is a time to go to do some crypto trainings, deep dives. If you want to learn more about charts and stuff, get into that, but just stay positive out there. So we're gonna have a good show. Say hi to the chat real quick before we bring in the guest. Morning, Astro369, another regular. Appreciate it. Appreciate you staying, coming with me through all these streams. I know I see a lot of you all the time, so much appreciate it. MCA's in the house, Mixed Crypto Arts. Kaisa, thank you for coming. What else we got? I know I saw one. Hus Maz, here we go. Appreciate you coming out. Yeah, I know a lot of people are excited for it. Thanks for, I've been trying some new backgrounds. I finally had time. I got to stop clipping for a solid minute and go look for some new HEX backgrounds, maybe some brighter ones from time to time. I've been upgrading my swag, my hats, my shirts, and things like that. In the bear market, you change your apparel and you upgrade those things, right? Appreciate the support. There we go. Got it. That's the game. If you haven't heard of Wells Only, he's very important. You should go watch his channel and listen to everything he says. T-shares are key in HEX game. So do not forget that. Without further ado, appreciate it, Astro369. Very kind words. Let's bring in Crypto Power Talk. Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello, RHMax. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course, man. Of course, I'm glad we can make the time work. I know you're in the UK, it sounds like, and I'm in Pacific time zone, so we got that worked
Ireland,
out.
Ireland, just beside the UK, Ireland, yeah.
Nice. Okay, I love Ireland. So Ireland, not Northern Ireland, right? The Southern Ireland.
No.
The Ireland, as they say.
Yeah.
It's always funny. Over years and years, they have this. There's the island of Ireland, and then there's Northern Ireland, which belongs to the UK, and there's Ireland, which is Southern Ireland, I guess, in a way. That is just where Dublin is and all that stuff. So great place.
Yeah.
I've taken a train from Dublin to Belfast. Wonderful experience there. Super fun. So that's a great place to visit if you've never been there.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah,
for sure.
It's awesome.
Well, well, I know there's a lot of fans of your channel probably watching here too, but I don't know if you did this before. I know since you haven't done a lot of streams, perhaps with other streamers, you want to get into like some of your background, like how you got into crypto, how'd you get into the HEX PulseChain community, how'd you find Richard, all that good stuff?
Yeah. Well, it's I heard about crypto. Well, I first heard about crypto a while ago, 2011, right? That was from Max Kaiser watching RT, but I didn't really do anything with it, right? I just heard it in passing. He was talking about this digital gold, right? So it seemed so complex to me at the time, so I didn't give it much attention. So I just heard about it in passing. Then 2017. Early January, I just started looking at the price of Bitcoin, and the year started off. The price was under 1,000, and the price every day, the price would be higher and higher and higher. And that was so cool because you'd go to sleep, right, and you'd know that tomorrow the price is going to be higher. So I was like, this is really cool, right? The
Mhm.
price is going up. It can only go up.
You try to go to
it never
sleep.
goes down,
You
right?
try.
Yeah.
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 So then that's when I started to just DCA into Bitcoin a little bit, DCA into Bitcoin. Then later on the year, there was the big civil war, the split between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. And then
Yeah.
unfortunately, I went the Bitcoin Cash side,
Ooh. Well,
which didn't work out well because the price, when Bitcoin Cash came out, it had so much promise, right? The price, it started off, I think it was about $4,000, somewhere there, and which was about possibly about 50% of Bitcoin at the time. And I think it was briefly the second largest crypto. So I thought that, okay, this is going to the moon, right? Because then I just kept on getting into Bitcoin Cash. Unfortunately, the price just started to just tank.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how I came across Richard Hart, right? But it was at a time when obviously after being wrecked with Bitcoin Cash and being wrecked by the bear market also, then I saw one of his interviews, and the stuff that he said made a lot of sense. But a lot of people just didn't get it, right? A lot of people just didn't get it. And at the time, he was talking about HEX and then how HEX would had what is it? A referral program, right? And back in the day, no one spoke about that kind of stuff in the crypto space. So that was really exciting for me. I thought, okay, they're prioritizing the HEX prioritizes marketing, prioritizes onboarding new people. I think it'll do well because there was nothing like that in the crypto space, right? And obviously the aspect of yield as well, all that stuff was still very, very new. So I got excited by that. Then I just started to get in the what you call this, the adoption amplifier, getting in the adoption amplifier, and then there was the Great Purge, right? I didn't know that was the name of what happened. The Great Purge came around, and when the Great Purge came, there was massive fun. Then I just said, look, I'm not going to dollar cost average anymore. I'll just leave it. Then I kind of forgot about it. And then some months later, my girlfriend asked me, hey, whatever happened to that HEX? I go and look at the price chart. I'm like, oh my God.
Nice.
The price has gone insane. The price has gone insane.
It's always great to come back and
that,
see it go nuts.
Yeah, because I'd forgotten about it, right? And I was DCAing small, very, very small amounts, and I was like, the price has gone insane. I was really surprised. Then I started to go deep and learning more and more about it. That's pretty much that's pretty much my journey. And and obviously now what happened was then I started to make content, right? Started to make content covering all sorts of crypto stuff. But during the adoption amplifier, I didn't really maximize the opportunity as much as I think I should have, right? So when Richard had announced PulseChain, I thought, okay, look, this is the second opportunity to get the same massive gains, and because, like, had I maximized the opportunity back then, it would have been game changing, really game changing, because I got it extremely early. So when PulseChain came out, I thought, okay, this is the second opportunity, so all in, yeah.
Yes, so at that point, once you saw HEX, you saw it go up like crazy, then you're like, okay, I'm not missing this opportunity again. PulseChain, and then you were like, oh, PulseX, okay, next one coming too, right?
Yeah. Especially, like, obviously with the problems of Ethereum, expensive gas fees. I mean, when you're paying those huge gas fees, and then the opportunity that a layer one has, I think it has a broader appeal, right? You attract different kind of people building different stuff. The appeal is much. I think is enormous, because all the promise of crypto, right? All of that is being delivered now, and the biggest benefit was that we're only starting out, right? It's forking the entire Ethereum system state, but it's almost like going back to the days of when Ethereum is just launching, and there's so much wealth to be created.
Yeah, exactly.
At least that's how I saw it. Yeah.
New chart. It's a new thing for people to get into. People love shiny new objects, right? They're like, oh, PulseChain, this is a new opportunity, because everyone sees a new coin, especially by a founder they've seen have success before. They see that as new opportunity, and you should, if you trust the founder and you trust these things. Not financial advice, but like that makes sense. That is a logical step of, I want to stay in this ecosystem because he keeps doing great stuff. I want to be a part of great stuff. So there you go, 1 + 1.
Yeah. And
Awesome,
also,
man.
and also the game theory when it comes to tokenomics is one of those things that most people who build in crypto they kind of neglect that stuff. And in terms of game theory, like Richard Hart really knows the game really well, how to have game theory that prioritizes price performance. So
Yeah, I mean that's again, if most people, there's some people in it for the technology. They literally are just nerds. Or super libertarians, and they want to. I'm a libertarian, by the way, so I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying they're in it for this particular ideology, or this particular way of disrupting industry or taking back freedom. Money, fix the money, fix the world type of thing. That's totally fine. Everyone can be in it for whatever reason they want to, and they can go as deep as they want. However, if your goal is to get rich, mad gains, price performance to the roof, you want to target projects to do that, right? You don't want to accidentally make all kinds of money in crypto. That's like, why would you don't, if you want to drive a car, you don't accidentally learn how to drive. You go learn how to drive, you go practice, you go seek out good material and training to make you good at something. So that's what he's created with HEX, Pulse, and all these projects is, he cares about price. He knows there are a lot of other people who care about price. And you can do that in a healthy way and not be this, degenerate, gambling addict, trader, all this type of stuff. You can do it by just waiting. Proof of wait. That's what it is. So it's glad to have you in the community, man. That's a very cool story.
Thank you. I do also think that prioritizing price does not mean you don't have to prioritize all the other stuff as well, because all the other stuff I think is important too, but it's so much better to do it when you're doing well financially.
Why not have everything? Why not have a superior product,
exactly,
as he says,
exactly,
with superior price performance? Why not? You can do it.
Definitely. I agree 100%. Yeah.
Pepe Hammurabi. That's a funny name. I like that name. Also, I just noticed it's June, and that's for a lot of the big tech companies and stuff. It's like I don't know, Pride Month or something. That has nothing to do with my background.
Okay.
That's purely coincidental. I didn't even think about it till now. It is kind of rainbow-like. That's just the cool background that I found.
Okay. Yeah.
In case anyone's wondering, it's not a message or anything like that. But if you like it, whatever, that's cool too. So yeah, embrace the bear, everyone. The bear is here. The bear doesn't make everyone happy, but it's here. Live with it. As I said in the beginning, it's all cycles. It's all up and down, but we got this is a learning time. I'm taking this opportunity to learn. I mean, that's when I asked you too. Like, what do you, since there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of fun things to do out there as far as, back gains, all this stuff right now in the bear market. What are you doing in this bear market to make sure you're ready for the next cycle? You're learning, you're earning, you're doing stuff like that. What are you up to?
Yeah, definitely learning as much as possible. Trying to learn as much as possible to see where the market is. But like right now where we are, I do think we should be pretty much close to a bottom, especially in regards to HEX. I mean, right now 3 cents, 3.4 cents, I think, right? Last time I checked. So I think we're pretty much near a bottom, and I do think that. I think it's at this point it's a good entry. Yes, we don't know. We might go lower, like you said, right? We might go lower, but I do think that it's a good entry point right now. And I think if you're zooming out like 2 years out, or at least in anticipation for the next bull cycle, I think it looks like a good entry, at least to start DCA as well. And and I don't know. I do think that right now. HEX looks good and could look even better than sacrificing for Pulse in the early days. I think it looks that good. That's what I think.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I've tweeted a few times that I think. Good.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at it at 3 cents, if we get a date for PulseChain launch, right, it definitely it can double or triple, right? Yes. I'll think so.
Yeah,
you don't think so?
If and when we get that.
But if yes, I think it can double or triple. But obviously, as well, it could also go lower. Who knows, right? But I definitely think it at these prices, I think it looks good. And plus the aspect also of trustless yield as well. I think given what's happening in the crypto space right now with Celsius, with all what's happening there, who knows how that will all unravel with what happened with Terra Luna, and this is trustless yield, right? People got burned because they wanted to get the 20% APY on Terra Luna, and then they got destroyed. And so I think that the fact that trustless yield, I think it's I think it looks really good right now.
Much superior product. I mean, we see how much better it is than giving your keys to someone. You keep seeing this, and Richard said it time after time. Don't give your keys to other people to make interest. You don't need to. You have trustless interest, as you said. But yeah, as far as the prices and stuff go, I've tweeted a few times. I think we're about halfway max pain. I think Terra Luna was sort of the beginning of pain, and then Celsius is kind of like, we're getting there, but I still think, I don't know. I can see HEX going lower. Not financial advice. We're going to look back at this. If you buy at 3 or 4 or 5 cents, I think later on you're probably going to be happy with that. But imagine, you talk to people. Oh, I got in at 2 cents. I got in at 1 cent. I got in at sub penny. Those prices they're still in the game. There's crypto goes down a lot, and I'm not calling the bottom yet. I don't know if I ever will, not anytime soon, but I think we have some more stuff to go through. I think we need some more. I think we have regulation coming up. I think we have, we need more projects to fail, for example, before I'd be like, okay, we're almost there. We're almost at maximum pain, because that's what we need. You have to have maximum pain to get a bottom, and you have to have maximum appreciation to get a top, right?
Yeah, but one thing, right? Richard Hart's bottom call is, I think, about 14 or 15,000, somewhere there, right? So
I think,
for
11K,
Bitcoin, so
11K is what I think.
Is it 11?
I remember. I think so.
Yeah, well, 11 is pretty low. Well, if it's 11, it's 11. But 11 is pretty low. But we're kind of almost there. I do remember, though, that in the previous bear market, right, where Tone Vase was calling for 1,000 Bitcoin, right? And it never hit. The low was, I think, 3,200. So I think I don't think waiting for the perfect price is because it might just wick there for a little bit and then spike back up.
Yeah, I think you could see there being some wicks for sure. But to your point on PLS launch date too, that is going to be something that is, could that decorrelate HEX in the bear market? Could that make it where HEX is okay? At least we're going to wick up for a while because people, want to get that PHEX. What do you think?
Yeah, PHEX and obviously the free copies as well of all the ERC20 tokens. Yeah, I'll say that people will be excited about that, and that could be some excitement.
Free Celsius coins now. They're probably not so excited about their They're probably not so excited about their cell tokens anymore. Unfortunately, sorry, everyone.
Yeah. Definitely, no one is excited about their Celsius, and who knows how that will end. But it's not looking good for Celsius. It's not looking good at all. It's not looking good. And like you said, that you're saying you expect more projects to unravel. But one thing is certain, though. I think this bear market has to be one that has massive amounts of pain. And I see a lot of people talking about Michael Saylor. I hope Michael Saylor doesn't get liquidated, because that would be really bad.
Yeah, that's on the chopping block though. That
would be really
possible.
Bad. That would be really
if it goes to 11K, goes to 14K, goes to whatever. Saylor is not gonna be doing well. Hey, who knows? He may get some at that point though. Since we would be, supposedly near maximum pain. What if that happened and then he gets a bunch of investors together and they're like, all right, new bull run, triple down. And then he's like, buys the bags back up. DCA's back in. His price is now like 25K. Possibility?
Well, I don't know. Does he have unlimited funds?
Will he still be able to? If you think a bull market's about to happen, he can probably get some investors together.
Well, okay. I don't think, will they be so excited to pump money after he's just destroyed billions of dollars of cash?
Well, but if you got past that point, if you got past maximum pain, and these financial people, the ones that handle billions of dollars, they're looking at these charts and they know they got all these signals, they got all the indicators, they got their experts, they got thousands of people looking at this and saying, okay, now is the time, or no, not yet.
Yeah, but okay, let me ask you this. Why would they need Michael Saylor? They could just get it themselves, right?
Right. Well, I think he's so well connected. He's the kind of the face. So that's a good question. I think he's been the face of Bitcoin bull for so long. They could use him as a catalyst. I think it's a good marketing ploy as far as that goes. Yeah, sure, they don't need him technically, but if they want to make sure, if they want better certainty that they do push things into new bull markets, that's who moves markets, right? Market makers move markets. So a lot of people with billions of dollars, the people on both sides providing liquidity, going back and forth, determining we're going to sell, we're going to buy, the market goes up and down. Those people have a lot of power, and they see bear market right now, but once they see it bottom far enough, they're going to pull the trigger because that's in their best interest. I mean, the people do what's in their best interest, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see if Saylor. I think Saylor will recover. It will be a black eye in a lot of it, but I don't think he's going away. I feel like he's such a catalyst for crypto in general, for better or for worse. I'm not saying I like him. I'm not saying I don't like him. I'm just saying he is out there, and he can. He's got those laser eyes. He's got those lightning bolts. He's got all that stuff. So.
Yeah. He's a big bull, right? Big Bitcoin bull. He really does. He's a big believer in Bitcoin. Yeah.
Him and Anthony Papiano.
But one of the big differences again about this bear market is obviously we've got the whole quantitative tightening as well. So that's another kind of, I don't know if to call it a black swan or what, because it's we've never really, crypto has never existed in that kind of an environment where you have quantitative tightening. So I don't know what impact that will have, but long term I do think that crypto assets can survive on their own without need for any QE.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be just like the last bear market. I mean, maybe I don't know about the timeline and all that stuff, but I think a lot of projects will fail. People will get shaken out. There'll be some BitConnect, what they call it. They were saying on Terra Luna, they were saying BitConnect. Yeah, BitConnect because the name of Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I haven't seen. I haven't seen the Bitcoin next.
Oh, you haven't seen
it?
Seen that Somebody, one. Yeah, chat if anyone knows about that.
I haven't.
Post the link, chat if anyone has it. It's hilarious. That came out right at the beginning. So yeah. Anyways, we need some more projects to fail. We need some stuff like that, and then it'll go back up like it always does, right? If you look at any chart, I'm literally just speaking on the history fact of cycles go up, cycles go down, and everything in between. People feel a lot of pain and they feel a lot of glory, and they just continue. That's just the way the world works. So don't panic buy, don't panic sell. Just don't get yourself in a bad position. Don't get yourself in a position where you need to make tough choices. That's the key.
I definitely think that right now, obviously, the time to sell is long past. I think everyone should be thinking at least a year out. At least that's what I think. I don't think, quick gains is a sure way to get wrecked. I mean, because that's the way that I look at it. Quick gains, I don't think it's a good time to be doing that right now. In general, quick gains are not good because, I mean, I did dabble in some of these altcoins, some of these that promise high yields, and most of them end up the same way. You wake up one day, you hear, well, we got hacked. Well, this happened. There's always a big story. And but then the bottom line is you lost your money. Despite what explanations you get, it ends the same way.
Yeah. Well, Richard's covered this well. He put it pretty well sometimes. I had these thoughts too. Some projects, they're a scam, but they don't even know they're a scam. Maybe there's this, it's like they have this dream of doing this coin that is just so out there and they have no idea how to do it, but they're like, startup funding, money, go do it. Worst case, it fails.
Yeah.
We walk away. And so they're like, it's like one of the dark sides of startups in crypto is you can raise a lot of money, ICOs of 2017 and all that stuff. And then you just tell everyone it was too hard and you walk away. And maybe you believed that, maybe you believed you could do it. Or maybe you believed, maybe not. So intention is hard to regulate as well. So that's what makes it crypto hard.
Yeah, I suppose most people can obviously also say that they had good intentions. Like if you look at Tether, there's a time where it was revealed that they lost, they didn't have a peg, right? They were pegged, I think 72 cents on the dollar. The reason that happened was because someone stole their money, right? They couldn't get banking. So since they couldn't get banking, they had to use some of these shady kind of people to do their banking for them. And then some of the funds ended up getting frozen because they're using some shady people. And then some of the money, who knows how it went. So you can say that they didn't want to. Well, obviously, nothing bad happened with Tether, right? It maintained the peg despite the fact that it wasn't fully backed. But if it had lost it, it's not their fault. They got scammed, right? If you look at Celsius as well, right? Some of the money they lost legitimately in a hack. Some of the money, I think they put it to get yield, and the team they gave it lost the private keys to the coins. And it's not their fault, but customers are wrecked, right? Maybe they've got more money to cover all those losses. Maybe they've got enough money to cover the losses, but you could easily argue that the intentions were good. But it's if you've lost the money, does it really matter?
Yeah, I mean, another quote is, it doesn't matter what you say; it's matter what you do, right? It doesn't matter your intent. I mean, we can have sympathy for good intentions, but at the end of the day, if you lose a lot of people a lot of money, I don't know. I guess we'll let either the public court of public appeal or the real courts decide that. Seems like what's going to happen in crypto going forward a lot more because of all the regulation. Because that's what the government, they're like, oh, stable coins fail. Great opportunity. Let's swoop in. Let's get this legislation in. They're just waiting for all these failures to happen so they can regulate more. Same thing that happened, it happens every 10 or 20 years. A lot of stuff fails. There's people who want to regulate it, and now they get an opportunity. It's a cycle too. The cycle of regulation, I guess.
Yeah.
Anywho, I want to ask you about the PulseChain wallet and what you think. So first of all, why does a wallet make sense? I know that MetaMask has a fee that they charge. A lot of people don't know this. MetaMask has a fee they charge, they include in transactions in their wallet. They don't advertise it that much, but if you go to their website, you can read all about it. So why does a PulseChain wallet make sense? And when do you think the sacrifice will start for it? And will we have any money to sacrifice?
Okay. Well, the sacrifice part, right? I think the sacrifice will start possibly soon after the PulseChain launch. I don't think there are going to be any more sacrifices before, or it might not. Look, it's because obviously right now market conditions are not that great. But if we launch PulseChain, soon after PulseChain launch, market conditions will be okay, right? I mean, the thing, Richard Heart has obviously proved himself a great deal, so he's got that much trust. And when people see the gains they get from PulseChain, PulseX, I do think there will be excitement. And in regards to sacrifice, for me, the way that I look at it, right, if you sacrifice for PulseChain, PulseX, you can take some of the gains from there and sacrifice for the wallet, and so that you don't miss out. You don't miss out on any potential gains. But obviously, and you said that why does it matter? It matters a great deal because obviously Richard Heart wants to build I forgot what's the word for it.
Vertical integration.
Where you could exactly, yeah. And that's very, very important. I mean, we've seen what MetaMask has done it can block certain users and all that stuff. But in all honesty, I do think that even if Richard Heart creates a wallet, it will be the same, right? You do want to build open tools, right? But look, you don't want the regulators coming after you. So sometimes I think my opinion is that whatever they say, you have to do it. It's bad. Yeah. I don't like it, but I mean, most of us we're law-abiding citizens, and if you look at this guy's story, Charlie Shrem, right? He ended up in prison, and that's because some people will be telling him, we're libertarians, we do what we want, we don't have to obey these people. But then, the end result is
it's one part of libertarian. I think that's more the radical effect of it. I mean, I think there's pragmatic libertarians, which is what I would consider myself, which is we don't want to get rid of all government. We do obey laws and stuff like that, but at the same time, we maximize towards individual freedom and sovereignty in a short way.
Yeah, look, yeah. Okay. My point is that despite the fact that we may disagree with it, I mean, I think we have to embrace the fact that this is the system that we live in. And despite the fact that maybe you might not consent, I think others have consented for us in this case. And it's mostly democracy is majority creates the rules. If the law is you drive on the left side, you drive on the left side. If it's you drive on the right side, you drive on the right side. You might not like it, but so I do think that. But the benefit of a wallet though would be you don't have this kind of things of all this the gatekeeping in the crypto space that we get a lot of. We won't have any of that. So I think, and then we'll have products that really prioritizes hexagons and pulsecons first. I think that's going to be really important.
So I want to hit on this.
And like,
good.
Yeah, and as well, Richard Hart spoke about how Ethereum did an upgrade that made it difficult for and more expensive to stake and stake, right? So if you have a vertically integrated system that prioritizes hexagons and pulsecons, you don't get those problems because obviously, you prioritize the needs of the community first.
Exactly.
So
I want to touch on the censorship part too, because that's something that maybe a lot of people forgot about in the last few months of, them blacklisting maybe Venezuela or some other countries like that. MetaMask was blocking transactions. I think that's another selling point of the PulseChain wallet, which is, of course, that censorship I imagine would be removed. And then, like you said, the ecosystem for Pulse, adding to the vertical integration of products, kind of like the Apple ecosystem. Your iPhone works great with your Mac, which works great with your AirPods, all that stuff, with your iPad, the whole ecosystem of stuff. And then what's funny, though, I think what's going to happen, the similar thing that happened with the Pulse and PulseX sacrifice, there's going to be a ton of, instead of HEX going into, maybe PX goes into the sacrifice for the PulseChain wallet, but I think there's going to be a ton of Pulse or PulseX that go into the sacrifice wallet because, and if you believe the bear market's still going to be going on at that time, then that's all you're going to have, right? If it launches and there's another sacrifice, you probably don't have a lot of other liquid assets unless you've been really careful planning with your dry powder there. So I imagine there's going to be a lot of Pulse, a lot of PulseX, maybe PX going into the PulseChain wallet sacrifice, just like there was a ton of HEX going into the Pulse and PLS sacrifice. Or sorry, PLS and PLSX sacrifice.
Yeah. And a lot of those coins that are going there will just make the liquid supply that much less. It will just reduce the liquid supply of those assets of both Pulse and PulseX.
Yeah, that's so. Again, it's like the system that just keeps compounding. Like we keep locking up more coins, keep deflationary. The deflationary aspects are already there. PulseX, for example, but the more coins that are locked up, the less sell pressure. It all makes this. It's almost as if someone designed this whole system to be super full of fundamentals.
Yeah.
It's almost like that,
definitely.
Right?
Definitely designed for those. Fundamentals for the price to just go up, skyrocket. There is one thing though that I've been thinking about. Maybe you can tell me what you think about it.
Okay.
Like in terms of, for example, HEX, right? The liquidity is very, very low by design because lower liquidity means that the price is more responsive, right? If you buy a little bit, the price can spike up. In regards to, I think that's going to be PulseX won't have low liquidity because of the amount of economic activity there. So the liquidity is going to be high. So what do you think about that? Because to me, that looks like it can.
Well,
sorry?
I was going to say it clearly. I'm not sure because I think a lot of the PLS and PLSX will be locked up staking. I think a lot of it will be either delegated or people will be using stuff like liquid loans, for example, to take out loans on their PLS, for example. But especially PLSX, that is your best play. It seems like as far as strategy goes, is to lock it up for staking and to earn third-party tokens and stuff like that. Will it be more liquid because there's a ton more people involved in the sacrifice? Maybe a lot more people have those two than HEX one day or maybe now. I can make a case for that too, yeah.
So you don't think it'll be very liquid?
I don't think it'll be too liquid. I think it'll be maybe, kind of like HEX is now, maybe more. It'll be just enough, but I think a lot of it will be locked up for a long time.
Yeah, but whatever supply is not locked up has to have a high price. That's
there you go. High price. There you go. That's you found out the fundamental. Yes.
It has. Yeah, that's a fundamental. Here's the thing: the price spikes up, right? But after the price spikes up, then what happens? Because if you look at, for example, on Uniswap, trading volume is in the billions.
Maybe people unstake a little bit and take some profit. Okay. Maybe people,
I suppose, people unstake and take some profits. Because I do expect trading volume to be really, really high. Because people are there's going to be all sorts of stuff, right? NFTs, the gaming, the new tokens launching, the free copies, all of that trading action will be happening. So I would presume the trading volume will be in dollar terms will be really high.
Yeah. So with so interesting on the volume side for the NFTs, yes, I do think that will be a lot of the volume for PulseChain. But for like the PLS, I was assuming we were talking about the PLS, PLX pair, the HEX, pairs for PLS. I don't think there'll be a lot of trading. I don't think the volume will be insane there. Because if it is too, that could some volatility. There could be some volatility in that aspect too. I think what tampers it down is the staking. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, well, those volumes will be high because everyone trading NFTs will be trading with the Pulse pair, and those are the pairs, right?
Well, they'll be
those
using Pulse to send NFTs.
Okay,
right.
Sorry.
They'll be using Pulse to like send NFTs and maybe do transactions to NFTs. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to buy anything, you want to buy NFTs, you want to buy, you're most likely going to use Pulse to do it, PLS. Because PLS will most likely be the most valuable coin. So I think most trading, I think, will be against PLS.
Well, yeah, on the NFT space. I'm just saying the rest of it, though, I think the staking mechanism for PLSX and the other incentives to lock up PLS, whether you're taking a loan, whether you're staking it, whether you're being a liquidity provider, those will kind of stabilize it a little bit. Where I don't think the volume will be, volume, the liquidity, I don't think it'll be insane. I think it'll be enough where it's attractive, but it won't be enough to like hurt the price a lot of times. I'm saying the system is set up in a way where it can all work well together without killing the price.
Yeah.
And then, but when we do get high price spikes, when it does go, way up in 100,000x, whatever, then you'll see people taking some profit, unstaking. You'll see, maybe some more loans be taken out, things like that. So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Well, super exciting stuff. I think there's a lot of game theory that will unravel with time. That's another thing as well about HEX. I mean, if you look at HEX, by the time it was created, it was so much ahead of its time, right? I mean, like getting audits back then, people didn't do that. Before HEX, people didn't do that. Getting audits wasn't a big thing. People just deploy their smart contracts, so it was so much ahead of its time. And so I think that there's a lot of game theory that maybe we haven't discovered that we will discover over time as well.
Oh, for sure. There was stuff I was thinking about HEX too that was interesting. I can't remember off the top of my head. There's some game theory that I didn't even realize for a year or two. I was like, wow, this is something that kind of makes everything much more interesting too. Wish I could think of it. I tell you, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So while we're on PulseChain and PulseX, what do you think? Why are you more bullish? Are you more bullish on PulseX time frame? Like why specifically?
Yeah, definitely PLS. More bullish on PLS because obviously the PLS it's like that's a coin for the blockchain, right? And without the blockchain, you don't have anything else. Just like Ethereum has ETH, and ETH is the most valuable asset on Ethereum, right? That's the most valuable asset. So I do think that Pulse will be the most valuable asset on
utility-wise. I think some other coins. I'd be interested to see the chart.
Both utility and price. I think both utility and price. Both utility and price. That's what I think. Yeah, I think both utility and price. Both utility and another thing is this, right? The thing with Pulse is that you can't compete with it. But PulseX, someone will most likely compete with PulseX. There are going to be several other people who build. I mean, I think I've seen a few other Pulse projects. Pulse swap projects out there that say that we're going to be bridging. There's a bridge project that's working on that will have a bridge. I'm sure they'll have a swap as well. So, but in regards to Pulse PLS, you can't compete. The barrier to entry is just so high. No one can. It's yeah. So I think that for that reason, I definitely think that Pulse will be the most valuable coin there. I do know that most people do think that PulseX will be more valuable, but I mean, if you take a look at most decentralized exchanges, they're not more valuable than the blockchain token.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And as well,
you can look at Uni and see that too.
Yeah, and I think if you look at sorry, my internet is a bit slow. But if you look at Richard Hart's Twitter bio. I'm sure it's PulseChain.com, PulseX.com, or maybe then I think the first one that he mentions there, I think it's PulseChain. I'm not really 100% sure, but yeah, I think it's definitely that one. And as well, right, soon after the PulseX sacrifice, the chat left PulseX and went back to PulseChain. And PulseChain right now is that's where majority of the discussions are. The PulseChain Telegram.
Okay.
So I do think that yeah, I think PLS will definitely be much more. And another thing is this, right? Richard had said that he's going to give a day to swap your PulseX for Pulse before the bridge is live. Now, if why would he do that? Right? Why would he do that? Unless is it not a vote of confidence to say that, okay, you missed the PulseChain sacrifice, here's an opportunity to get some Pulse tokens.
Wow, yeah, I don't remember him saying that. He said that there'll be a day where you can.
Well, no. I'm saying that. I'm adding that. He said that he's going to give an opportunity for a bridge. So what I'm saying is that to me that sounds like a vote of confidence. Yeah. He didn't say that. It's me saying that. To me, it sounds like a vote of confidence to say that. Okay, you have an opportunity to swap since you missed the PulseChain sacrifice. You have an opportunity to swap. That's how I look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely opportunity for a few things. I mean, you could opportunity to get some more PLS through PHEX. Maybe you got a lot of PLS, but then you ran out of money and didn't get any PLSX, and then you go the way around. But yeah, I think definitely to your point, a lot of people will be using it to swap what they wish they could have sacrificed for PulseChain for PulseX. Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. That could be a very, very popular pair for sure on the bridge. I think PHEX to PLS and PLSX to PLS would be the two most popular pairs probably on the pre-bridge for ratio trading.
Yeah. The only question is that the rates. I think if the rates are bad, the best thing is just leave it.
It's going to be
just
bad.
dollar cost average after launch. Yeah,
they're going to be bad. But people are going to trade them. I'm telling you, I think people will be irrational. They'll say, I don't care if it's 2-to-1, PX to PLS, or whatever. I need PLS. I know it's going to the moon. I'm going to dump my PX for it, and they may be sorry afterwards too, because that's what people do when they get free claims. They dump them. They dump them every time.
Yeah, for me, the fact that we're launching in a bear market, I think, means that people will have an opportunity to buy with fiat. So I think the best thing is to just buy with fiat. I think the best thing is to buy with fiat. But obviously, yeah.
If you got it, yeah, it's a bear market. Not a lot of fiat going around. The macro trends are not very investable at this point. But yeah, shoot, if you got a lot of fiat, if you had some stock that you traded in beforehand, and you're just sitting on some money. Wow, are you in a good position for this year coming up? It's going to be great. I've heard the argument too that PLS short term, like first year or two will do better, and then PLSX, because it's deflationary, one of the primary reasons, will do better in 5 years, for example. But I like the comment on the competition. Do you think there'll be some sacrifice phases for other projects, for other swaps, other DEXs on PulseChain that will specifically, you'll be able to swap your PLSX for their token, kind of like a maxi to HEX type of deal, but PLSX, hey, take your DEX token and we'll give you our DEX token. You think that'll happen?
Yeah, definitely. I think there'll be lots of sacrifice phases. I think there'll be lots of sacrifice phases. And
the year of sacrifice
it's
phases.
Exciting. And sorry?
I said the year of sacrifice phases, or like it's like a new trend now.
Yeah.
In our community, at least.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it'll be almost like the ICO mania, and then some coins will do well, some will not do well, and then But I think over time, I think it will evolve to similar things that happen in other projects where you have the launch pads and all that. I think that's what it's most likely going to evolve to. Maybe. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I think that. So the harvesting of the liquidity for the launch too is interesting for PLS, and I wonder I wonder if there's other advantages that PLSX has as a DEX. Being the first mover advantage, of course, it's going to be that the premier. We know that Richard Heart made it. A lot of people are going to use it because of that. I wonder if there's some other, game theory hidden mechanics that would make it kind of the superpower and make it hard for others to compete. I wonder, that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. I think it's first of all the what you call it, the fact that Richard Hart, he's the one who created it, gives it a significant advantage, right? Second, as well, the automated market maker fixer bot. That bot is going to buy up PRC20 tokens. So if you want to trade any of the P versions of those coins, the only place that has the most amount of liquidity will be PulseX, because when the automated and it also does it gives, because obviously it buys up those coins, right? And someone controls the keys of those coins, of those P chain link and all those coins, right? Most likely Richard Hart, and he can do whatever he wants with those copies. He can use them.
I'm not sure if he's going to control them, or they're just going to stay in the hands of the companies there, which they may nuke them. I think he's talked about this before. They may nuke the keys, or they may, do whatever.
No. Yeah. Well, the ones that can nuke the keys are those that are centralized. Those that are decentralized, because before the launch, the automated market maker fixer bot is going to buy
all the pairs at a cheap
PRC20 token. So if the automated market maker buys those coins, it means those coins are now owned by the automated market maker fixer bot.
The coins, yes, exactly.
Sorry. So and so with the amount of I think that means that it's going to have large amounts of liquidity. If whatever that the AMM bot doesn't buy is what's left in the hands of the teams, but the automated market maker will own enough of those P versions to create a market without the team's participation.
Interesting. So I wonder if
that will make it.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead.
That will make it difficult for anyone else to compete with, because how will you get more liquidity in those coins? You can't, right? Because the AMM bot buys up a large chunk.
By doing a sacrifice with PLSX to then take that pair on all the coins you want to get liquidity for. I'm just like theorizing, like huge advantage having all liquidity there. I wonder what kind of sacrifice phases are going, if there's a sacrifice phase for other dexes, if they're going to try to somehow like gain a huge amount of the PulseX pair power by buying it up with sacrifice, for example, and to make that liquidity. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming a little bit, but I wonder what kind of strategies they're going to use if that ends up being sacrifice phase. Not that I like that that's a thing. Of course, Richard Maxi. I like all the products.
I think a competing dex.
Competing decks, yeah.
How it would?
I was saying they could somehow acquire a lot of the liquidity, maybe through sacrifice phase, maybe through whatever, and then once they have the liquidity, then if they have the product, then they can start getting the fees from the decks and all the other mechanics.
Yeah,
but it'd be very hard.
I think if any dex wants to compete, it has to be a niche dex. Sorry, it's. I think you can't compete at the same level, so I think it has to be a niche dex. You'd have to find a small niche, and for example, like if someone launches a launchpad, right? So they can start to bring on new projects, and then you can tell the project that, okay, look, if you want to be incubated by our launchpad, you've got to set aside maybe 5% of your coins for liquidity, and eat up all the new projects, and they could eat up all the new tokens coming up. But in regards to liquidity, I don't think head to head, I don't think anyone can compete with PulseX.
No.
It'll have to be some kind of a niche product. That's probably a niche product, and because even
the aggregators, such as an NFT marketplace. I mean, you could kind of say NFT marketplace is like it's not really, I'm not using this definition, but like a niche thing where trades happen.
Yeah. And I think an NFT platform could be a starting point. Like, what's the name of this? There is a DEX on Ethereum that they are now. They're now working on integrating. What you call this? They're working on integrating NFT marketplace as well. It's a DEX on Ethereum. I forgot the name of it, but
sure.
I think like what you're saying, if you can find a niche, if it's NFTs, and then maybe expand from there. But in regards to liquidity, it will be very difficult to compete on liquidity, especially on the copies. You definitely can't compete, and you can't compete as well on. There's no way you can have more PulseX. You can't have more PulseX, so you can't.
Yeah, no. I think in conclusion, PulseX is king, I think.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Do you think it's possible for PulseX to overtake a Uniswap in volume? You sound like you're pretty bullish on volume, so.
I think so. Uniswap, well, they have, how much volume do they have now? I think about yesterday was 1.7 billion. I think Uniswap volume. That's pretty big, and their fees I think was maybe, because obviously the volatility, right? There's more. Their fees were really good, right? About $2 million. About $2 million a day, right? For fees only, right? So and so like imagine a percentage of that would be going to buy and burn for PulseX. I think if we can get virality, I think definitely we can. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, if you look at the growth of Binance Smart Chain and PancakeSwap, it grew significantly, and I think it should be the next biggest DEX after Uniswap. Obviously, it takes time, right? For us to smash those numbers, to surpass Uniswap, the amount of price appreciation at that point will be so great, right?
Oh yeah.
Because Ethereum has less transactions than PancakeSwap, but the value in dollar terms is more because obviously the value of Ethereum has gone up that much higher, and so. But if we do catch up and surpass it, that would mean the price of PulseX, the price of PLS will be so much higher, and that's really, really exciting. Yeah.
And all this stuff just seems meant to be. It's so good, so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited. That's what makes me excited about this stuff. What would you tell people who are worried about the HEX price? Is it something like kind of wait for PHEX so you get a new chart and a new opportunity at 10,000x? Like, what would you say?
Yeah, that was what that's what I've been thinking all this time. But obviously, my thinking has changed now that we don't really have a definitive. Because all this time, my thought process was PulseChain is coming out soon, but right now we don't know when it's coming out. The best thing, in my opinion, is to just get HEX. I think the price has gone down significantly, right? So, because if you think about it, right, if PulseChain had launched, like, say 2 weeks ago, or say 3 weeks ago, right, when the price of HEX was maybe about 15 cents or something like that, and if you got PHEX for 3 cents, what would you do? You'd buy it. And now you've got an opportunity to get both PHEX and EHEX at 3 cents. So I think the price of HEX looks good. Now, obviously, like you said earlier on, right, no one knows what the market is going to do. The market could continue to dip, but I do think that if you're looking 2 years out, the price of HEX will be higher than it is today. So so I think I do think that now is a good time to buy it. Yeah, and obviously it's my thinking on this has definitely changed because of PulseChain launch that hasn't come yet. So I think now HEX looks really good.
Well, so
to get, PX, I don't think waiting for PX. Yeah, sorry.
Do you think it'll be a similar chart with HEX's beginnings with PX, or do you think there'll be a big dip and a run up, or stabilization, parity? What do you think?
I actually think that I obviously I could be wrong about this, but I do think that PX will flip EX pretty quickly.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, well, obviously, right now it's not a big problem, but if you look at it, transaction fees on Ethereum, they're really, really bad. Like, I mean, well, they're not bad right now, but they were really, really bad in the bull run. So, and the reason why PulseChain was created was to solve those problems. So my thinking has been up until now that I think PX will flip EX pretty quickly. That's what I've always thought.
Wow. So
I expect.
Good.
Well, I anticipated a dip in HEX, soon after launch, right? That's like, obviously there's a rally as people get, because I want to get my copy, and then you get a dip after. But yeah.
Yeah, and what do you think that does to the EHEX price? Do you think over time they kind of it goes down, or it stays up, or what is, a lot of people are going to use PulseChain because of the advantages, transaction fees, things like that. But there's a lot of people who've staked for 15 years and a lot of money in EHEX. You think I don't think it's going to go away, but I'm not sure it's going to maintain parity with PX either. So you think PX is just always going to be higher?
Yeah, I think it will always be higher, but yeah, EX will. That's what I think. EX will obviously also do really well, and I don't think liquidity providers will pull their liquidity. I think they'll keep their liquidity there. So, so you'll always have a market. In my view, I think you'll always have a market for EX. So I don't think EX will. Yeah, I think EX will definitely. Yeah, I think it'll do well, but I don't think it'll do well over time. Okay, so Emilo J says shout out, right? So hey, what's up, Emilo? Yeah.
Yes.
So
very active in the chat.
Yeah, awesome.
We're gonna say something?
Yeah. I do think that I think that PX will do much better. But obviously there's lots of variables, right? I mean, Ethereum transactions are not expensive right now, and like you said, there's 15-year stakes, there's all of that stuff, there's a strong community behind, so there's all of that stuff. So who knows how everything will unfold, right? I mean, yeah,
very interesting.
And
go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say there's ETH 2, but hey, maybe it's coming in 5 years. Who knows when it's coming, right? And EHEX will be on ETH 2 as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that, if all goes well, we will be launching before ETH 2, assuming we launch in the next 5 years, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We may be ETH 2 to market.
Yeah.
So do you think, will Celsius recover? Will, Nexo had talks, the CEO was going to acquire it. They made an offer, it looks like, another company called Nexo. Will there be a Celsius?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I saw that they made an offer. Yeah. Look, again, not your keys, not your coins. Will they recover? I think they've got massive amounts of I don't know, call it FUD, right? Or is it true? Or definitely when they reopen withdrawals, there will be a run. And do they have enough money to pay back everyone? I don't think so. Because obviously they have.
Doesn't seem like anymore. The CEO of Nexo literally said they are insolvent in a tweet. So
yeah.
It's not good.
And people want their money back, and I heard that they were investing in some mining stuff, and so those kind of investments take years, for them to pay back.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you buy one of those machines, is about I don't know how much it is, but over 1,000, right? Probably $3,000 for one of those mining machines, and they've invested into that. So how much money do they really have, right? So I think, and there will definitely be a run. As soon as they open withdrawals, everyone is going to want to pull their money out. So,
I talked about this yesterday on the stream too. The business model of paying the interest with 80% of the revenue from the previous week is just, if you would have read that a month ago, I'd be like, oh, that's nice. They're only keeping 20% to run the business. But if you think for 10 more seconds, you're like, wait, hold on. So they're literally just promising the next people what they're making. What if they stop making so much? What if something happens? What if the market crashes? All this stuff. So, it's a interesting business model. Doesn't seem to be working out in the bear market, unfortunately.
It definitely doesn't seem to be working out. Yeah.
Question from HEX at RHMax: if the EHEX liquidity providers don't pull their liquidity and they don't get free tokens on Pulse, right? If they pull their liquidity and they still hold the tokens, they would still get the free tokens on Pulse. So it comes in PulseX AM will buy them. Interesting. That's an interesting angle. So let's say they I don't know, Dave, you get anything on this on Pulse AM? You think the liquidity providers and the AMM bot, there'll be some there's some game theory there where if one does one thing that affects the other?
The liquidity providers, I think, don't pull their liquidity, then they don't get free coins. What they don't get, yeah. If they don't pull their liquidity, the market maker bot is going to buy up that HEX. Yeah, that's what I think. I think the market maker bot will buy up that HEX because obviously that's what I think. I don't know. Maybe it won't. Yeah. But I do see, I think some liquidity providers have already started pulling their liquidity. I think right now we are at about 8.5 million. So I think some are pulling liquidity already, which is good for price, right? Which makes it much more sensitive to buys.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder
Yeah,
if
I don't think I understand the questions.
If they pull. So yeah, that's right. Because if on HEX, that's another thing I talked about with David Feeder before too. I remember on the live stream, he was saying about I believe this is from that conversation about when this happens. If they pull the liquidity, that could be very interesting for the HEX price. It could basically huge volatility for the HEX price around that time. So for the HEX price at least. So who knows what's going to happen on that? That's going to be, I mean, fireworks. I don't know.
Like right now, everyone is eyeing a HEX bottom, right? Everyone wants to buy a HEX bottom, but imagine if they pull the liquidity as the price drops. What happens then?
Yeah.
How many people will catch the bottom? How many people will catch the bottom if they pull the liquidity?
Yeah.
Not many.
And what if you just can't buy HEX anymore? What for a short period of time? What does that do if you just can't buy or sell HEX? Whew. I got a question too. When are you all buying the dip? 1 or 2 cents? Dave, you want to take that one? You kind of answered it, but
yeah, I think that maybe now is a good time to maybe start getting a little bit. I think now is a good time to start getting a little bit. And maybe if you expect 1 or 2 cents, yeah, just a little bit now, and maybe wait for the price to drop further. Yeah.
I think if it does go to 1 cent, there'll be a lot of people buying. A lot. Yeah.
1 cent is definitely a good price. 1 cent is definitely a good price. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with Polynesian Polskin. I don't think it's in it. David's a little more optimistic, but I'm not sure it's in here.
Look, I agree. I think, yeah. You're probably right that the bottom is not in. So you're probably right. Yeah. But despite the fact that you're right that it's not yet in, I think that the 3 cents is not a bad price. I think 3 cents is not a bad price.
I mean, it's looking a whole lot better than 18 cents about a month ago.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Richard Heart. I did kind of a recap on the stream yesterday, talking about the bear market because he streamed. He doesn't have a stream for a while, but he took time out of his busy day in Iceland or wherever he's at in Europe right now to talk about it. As he said, as I mentioned before, he mentioned that bear market will continue. 85% down on Bitcoin is still the target price, which I think is around 11K. I've heard him say 11K a lot. I'm going to assume that's 85%. Documentary updates. We have enough footage. I'm super bullish on the documentary. If you've watched my streams before, you know that I think the documentary is going to maybe in 6 months to a year, it will double our community. And we got a pretty small, the Richard Heart community, even Hexkins, PulseXins, everything. It's a fraction, of the crypto community. It's very, very small compared to other communities. So if we double, ain't that going to be good for adoption, huh?
Yeah. And for the price will move significantly.
One direction or another, we hope in the right direction.
Yeah.
If no one's heard of the Scivive book, by the way, Scivive, I'll type in the chat. This is Richard's book that he wrote. There's an audio book on YouTube. He also mentioned, gave a shout out to SJ, Wild SJ, for doing the audio book. If you haven't listened to it, highly recommend this book. Great book. Health, wealth, happiness, all that stuff. I've been into self-development for a long time, and that I think this is a great book for people who are wanting some life nuggets, how to live better, how to do all these things better, all that stuff. So if you're new to Richard Heart or you've been here for a while but you haven't read or listened to the book, great book. Highly recommend it. And then hexsearch.io, that's a new website that is very interesting. I'll type that into the chat as well. It indexes the text for all of Richard's live streams, at least on his channel, and you can search. So if you want to, Richard said this one thing, I can't remember how he said it or when he said it, but I want to quote it to a friend or I want to tweet it, use hexsearch.io and go there and just type in phrases, type in broke pleb, type that in. You can see how many times he said it throughout the years. You can see when the first time he ever said it, all that stuff. But yeah, it's a great research tool when you're doing research on Richard's stuff. And then that's I think that was I talked about the rest of it. I talked about Celsius and everything yesterday. He's been dunking on Machevsky, whoever that guy was, for a while. Has there ever been more people trusting one person? Okay, if you think Richard is the OA, blah blah blah. Has there ever been more people trusting one person with their financial future than now?
And yeah, definitely. Sorry.
No, I was just saying that you can look at Richard. You see, there's no pressure. There's a phrase. If you don't, you don't have to remember anything. If you tell the truth, that type of thing. There is no anxiety whatsoever. He is bulletproof in hopefully every way possible. What do you think? Like, do you think that it's such a phenomenon, isn't it? That we're all trusting him to never rug pull, right? And he's got an immaculate track record. Integrity of HEX. You can see HEX being down 95%. That is integrity. That means he did not save us, and it means he's not going to save us. He's going to make the product work as intended, even though he probably could, right? What is that testament to? How does this even happen, like that?
Yeah. I think it's great, and like you said, that the track record definitely proves that he's got the best interest of. And I think if you look at it, I think his actions, in my view, they're very much predictable. He will always do what's in the best long-term interest of the price. Of that's at least that's what has happened in regards to HEX so far. He always does what's in the best interest for the price. That's it. So I think it's and his actions are pretty much predictable. They're pretty much predictable because you think, if you ask yourself what's in the best interest of the long-term price performance, that's most likely going to be the action that it takes. However, okay, maybe predictable maybe is the wrong word, right? Because sometimes you obviously don't have the full picture, and yes, so some things might seem like, but then over time you can see, okay, this is the reason. This. So some things that you might not understand right now, over time you can see that, okay, you can get the logic to why those decisions were made. Yeah. So well, at least that's my analysis of it. That's my analysis. So I do think that, but I think the constant is that it's always what's in the best interest of what's the long-term best interest. And it's never short-term best interest. It's never rewarding people who want to dump.
Yeah, I mean, if we were looking short-term, then we wouldn't be down 95%, right? You'd be like, no, HEX is going to stay at 20 cents. Bear market, we're going to prove we're better than everyone else. He's like, nope. Actually, great volatility, comes and goes. We're going to shake out. It's going to be the great reset. Everyone who wanted HEX before is going to get it real cheap. All this prices you ever wanted, here they are.
Yeah. I agree with you there. Yeah.
So impressive to me. He's just so impressive with things. I mean, you look at the charts. He has aspirations to be one of the greatest men to ever live. And
yeah, definitely he is. It's definitely a wealth of knowledge, right? Because I mean, like if you take a look at the game theory, it takes knowledge from different aspects and then kind of blends them all into one. So it's definitely incredible. It's incredible the design and how it works. Yeah, and how well thought through it is. Yeah.
I mean, that's the founder you want. You want a rich founder who has zero incentive to rug pull, only magic carpet ride. Because, like I said, he wants to be the greatest man in the world. He wants to. I've said it. Crypto, I think, will be a footnote for Richard. Nobody can see it right now. Everybody, right now, he wants to be the greatest crypto founder, but it's a means to an end for longevity technology, medical research, really saving people's lives. And I just think he's on the right path. I mean, he really is. He's grown. I've been watching him for 5 years. He has went from, this huge evolution. It's just amazing to watch. In the next 5 years, I just think it's going to be to the moon, man. To the moon. Richard Heart. Definitely. I buy Richard Heart stock.
Yeah. Sorry.
No worries.
My battery is low. I just want to connect it. Yeah.
No worries. So yeah, what else is going on? I think that's a lot of what I want to talk about. What
Yeah.
you got going on? What are some upcoming videos on your channel, and what do you think going into this bear market, and what's some of your plans and strategies?
Just keep on making videos. That's it. Yeah,
Keep
there's no
making videos.
really no master plan. Sorry. Oh,
I'll just
nice,
show
nice PulseChain.
my bling. Yes.
Yeah, nice bling, Yeah,
When are you gonna get some bling? When
yeah.
are you gonna get some swag, man? I want to see you with a Pulse or Hex necklace.
I don't know. I will. I don't know when. I will. At some point. Yeah. At some point, I will. Yeah. Yeah. I've never been that much into bling, but I suppose I will get some. Maybe some nice chain and maybe nice watch as well. I did want to. I saw the Hex watches, but then I think there was only 100 made of those, and then they went up pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted the Hex watch too. I wanted that watch, and then every time I go to it, it's like out of stock. I'm like, God, can I get this on can I do like a over the counter deal for this? Like, I want this watch so bad. So anyone out there knows where I can get one of those Hex watches, let me know.
Are they not limited? I think I thought I saw somewhere where it says I think there's only 100 of them, and then they won't make any more than that. So I don't know if you'll be able to get it.
Maybe I can get the NFT version.
Yeah.
It'll be available.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll definitely get some bling. Yeah, but yeah, for me, I think the watch. But I've never really been that much into bling at all. I'm only now starting because of Richard Heart. I'm starting to look at watches now, but
yeah. I never wore necklaces or anything else before, but then I saw on Shapeways, I think shapeways.com, they were selling Bally brand. I saw that he had some jewelry, and I saw they made PulseChain necklaces, gold, silver, Hex, all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, why not? Maybe I'll do it for streaming and stuff, if nothing else, if I don't wear it outside too much.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So watches I got into, but if I had one, maybe I'd wear it. The Hex watch at least.
Yeah. I think the Hex watch is pretty cool. Yeah,
it is. Get some shades from Rack to Riches. Yeah, I don't know about sunglasses on a stream. I don't know. Maybe it's not a crazy idea. I mean, he pulls it off, so yeah, he does well with it. Astro 50%. ETH will go under 800 by the end of this year. Whoo! Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. Another thing regarding prices. Well, sorry for cutting you off.
No worries.
If Bitcoin does hit that $11,000 mark, then definitely it might be like what you're saying about just not buying it. If Bitcoin is going to 11,000, yeah, maybe that's the best strategy, because obviously if Bitcoin dips to 11K, then definitely that means we'll probably have lower priced Hex as well. So yeah,
that's what Richard says, and tends to be right. He's not right on everything, but he's right on a lot of things. So
yeah, and the cool thing about this is that when he started calling for it, no one believed it. Everyone was still in bull market, was still in the mania. People thought that 20K would never get 20K. People thought would never get 20K.
Market psychology. That's what charts are made of. Market psychology. Like you have to take a step back and realize where you're at in the cycle, how your emotions are. You got the famous chart of denial, exuberance, disbelief, all that stuff. That is real. That is a real thing. So when you're in these cycles, you got to stop looking at your emotions for a second. Take a step back, look at yourself, and think, okay, here's what the data says. Here's what the charts show. Here's how I feel. Are they the same, or do I need to adjust my expectations? So what are you guys most excited for see the next 2 years? Ooh, I am excited for as far as community projects. Like I said, liquid loans is one of my favorite. I think that's going to, if that solves the tax problem, assuming regulation doesn't come for stable coins, for that one in particular, I don't think it will. I saw a tweet from Jesse from Liquid Loans saying they're going to target so hard to say this stupid word. I can say algorithm. Algorithmic. That word. You know what? That word. Algorithm stablecoins.
Yeah.
I just can't say it this morning. Yeah. Coming for those, and not so much the ones that are over collateralized and the way that Liquid Loans and Liquidity does it. So that's one community project I'm excited for, because I think it'll save a lot of people with taxes if they use it wisely. Hopefully, not tax advice, but I'll actually have a tax advisor from the UK on the show next
Oh,
week.
that's
I
cool.
think.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got Fusion Tax at Fusion Tax coming on the show. So I'll get into some UK
That's
tax
pretty
stuff.
cool.
So all the UK folks, or Europe broadly, maybe they have some similarities can join for that.
Similarities, yeah, definitely. There will be some similarities, definitely.
Yeah, and I'll say that, and I'll let
definitely,
David take it. What do you think of the next 2 years? You're excited?
What's most exciting in the next 2 years? I think okay, yeah, definitely price performance. I think it will be the most exciting, and yeah, I mean, if we grow to the levels where we want to grow to, where I think this would grow, it will be great. Like, I mean, if you look at all these ecosystems, right, Ethereum and all that, right, obviously Bitcoiners came in first; they're the richest, right? Then you've got Ethereum; they're also there. I think will be around in the same level. Because if you look at the wealth that was created on Ethereum is massive. I mean, that's where Aave is, that's where Uniswap is, all that wealth that was created. I think the same thing will happen in the PulseChain ecosystem. There'll be massive amounts of wealth created. So that's the one thing that I'm most excited about. And obviously, all the good that brings, right? I mean, obviously, these tools definitely, DeFi is needed, right? Because decentralized finance, where you can allow people to have people without banking, bank and banked, all that other good stuff. That stuff too is great and important. Yeah, but I do think that for all of us who are here early, I think the gains that you experience, I think that those will be that's going to be the most exciting thing. And
being early
we get
on
to change the world also.
mad gains. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So
very cool.
Yeah.
Prices for PulseX 2-3 years out. You want to take that one?
Sorry, prices for yeah, this one. Yeah, let me see. I think okay, for me for now, on launch, I don't expect explosive price performance. So I do expect us to start building 2 to 3 years out. That's the top of the next bull run. The top of the next bull run. What could it be? I would have to say maybe somewhere like 10-cent mark. We could hit that. Somewhere like 10-cent mark. Yeah.
Wow. I think we're all rich if that goes to that. 10 cents
I think that's possible.
And you think the same for PulseX, or what do you think?
I'll just for Pulse. I'm not sure for PulseX. I don't really know the tokenomics well, but I'll say somewhere there. I think if we're going to have sacrifice phases. The wallet sacrifice phase is going to dry up a lot of, take a lot of coins out of the market, and a lot of the whales who will never sell, who just want maybe to earn yield on it, they will never sell. The amount that's actually on the market, I think, will be very, very small. So that would mean that the price would have to go up. The price would have to go up, in my view. So I'll say possibly 10 cents. Yeah, I think 10 cents is doable. So I do think that we're now going to have a slow start because of the bear market. But so it'll be a long grind and growing bit by bit. Then when we get into explosive bull run, then the price just goes straight up. So, yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. No. I try not to give price predictions. That's why I gave it to you.
It's all speculation, right? I mean, no one knows at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly hope so. I think the sky's the limit in a lot of ways. You see what HEX did. Nobody thought it could do that. It did it. So whatever you're thinking, no matter how irrational it sounds, hey, it's the Richard Heart project. So there's violent ups, there's violent downs, and just how you take advantage of the volatility is what matters here. Got project you launch? I said Liquid Lemons. It's one of my favorite ones. What do you think, David?
Let's see. I think a lot of them will do well. I think a lot of them will do well. Liquid Loans will probably mostly likely be the biggest DeFi play on PulseChain, because obviously, in terms of project building, I think Liquid Loans has the biggest community. So I think they've got the biggest name recognition. So I think Liquid Loans will be the biggest DeFi player. Obviously I spoke about one a few weeks ago, last week. Pulse bought a gambling application. And there's Fiat as well, which is like a fork of Aave. But I think we'll see over time. But I think that there's lots of coins that will do well. There's lots of coins that will do well. Yeah, there's lots of coins that will do well.
For sure. Yeah, again, shapeways.com for the jewelry. I think that's the website. If not, just search for HEX crypto, PulseChain, gold, jewelry, shape, ways. Yeah, that you should find it like that. You guys estimate. Whoa, got a banger here. Time estimate for the PulseChain launch. I don't know. I'm just completely guessing, speculation. September. Hopefully that's not wrong. I don't know. I can't see it going much later into the year. And I think that may, hey, wouldn't it be cool if that was the bottom of the bear market? September was the bottom. Wouldn't that be cool? So,
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, September is probably the bottom. Yeah, well, for me, I think it can launch anytime between now and next year.
Well said.
That's a long estimate, but I'm sure your prediction is probably right. But yeah, for mine is much more, because obviously, I do expect a bottom around the same time as well. But with all this interest rate stuff, with all the stuff that's going on around the world, also, who knows when we hit the bottom, right? So I think we're launching at the bottom or near the bottom.
Yeah. Don't go make
my
plans,
timeline would be
don't go make mortgages, don't take out loans and stuff based on September. Don't do any of that. I'm just pulling it out of my butt. I have no idea. But it'd be nice. It'd be nice to launch. I said, so my original prediction was April would be announced and May would be launch. And that was before Richard ever mentioned mid-May. That was way before that. I have the tweets. If you look at my at richardheart at RHMaximalist on Twitter, if you go look at the tweets, you can find them. But then I was like, okay, maybe June now. And then I'm like, whatever. I don't know. I don't put a lot of stock into these timetables. Again, not over leveraged, so I can sleep comfortably, thankfully. So it'd be nice.
Yeah, I think the best strategy now is just to maybe just whenever it comes, it comes. When it's ready, Richard Heart will announce that it's ready. We're launching Snapshot in a few days. And then that's that. But yeah, it's really difficult to tell now. I think it's really difficult.
Yeah, and the reason I like liquid loans a lot is just because it's solving one of the biggest problems I think for Pulse, which is getting people to not sell and to especially if there's tax advantages. We'll find out, but it seems like there may be a lot of tax advantages to that. And everybody likes to save money, and instead of giving it away. So that's why I think it's solving one of the biggest problems. That's why I like that project so much. December bottom. Yeah, no, December bottom. Never know. That would be a nice Christmas present, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We're going to call it a day, I guess. My day is just starting. David's is winding down, though. Super appreciate all of the support. Go follow him at CryptoPowerTalk on Twitter. Go sub to his channel, CryptoPowerTalk on YouTube. And I'm RHMaximalist at RHMaximalist, spell it just the way it sounds, on Twitter. Follow me for updates, live stream stuff, random banter. I post some stuff from time to time. Appreciate all your support. Thanks, you guys. Chat really showed up today. You brought the heat, man. David, you brought the people. Appreciate it. You got a lot of fans. They're happy to see you on stream. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course. It was a pleasure to meet you, and definitely don't hope this is the last time we see each other. We gotta talk again.
Yeah, definitely.
Good stuff, man. Well, have a good night over your side of the pond, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah. Thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone for jumping in the chat. Yeah.
Of course. And with that being said, have a wonderful. We're midweek. We're on Tuesday. It's Tuesday already. Yeah. Have a great week, everyone. CryptoPowerTalk. Amazing to meet you. Thanks for all your information. You killed it today. And everyone in the chat. Until next time, we're out.
Thank you. Okay, cheers.